Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the As Seen on TV podcast for Star Trek Discovery, Episode 8, Magic to Make the Sanest Man Go Mad.
It's already Episode 8?
Yeah, and I really love their titles.
Holy heck.
So I'm here
It
with Mike.
doesn't feel like it's been going that long.
No, it doesn't.
It still feels so new.
Mm-hmm.
Clio and Nikki, by the way.
Hello.
Yeah, oh hi. Yeah, we're here.
Nope. For this episode, when the intro was rolling, after I read the spoiler warning, I'm sitting there thinking, gee, wouldn't it have been great if I thought ahead and I just kept rewinding the music and rereading the spoilers for like 4 times in a row?
Oh my god.
Because
No, please. Stop.
Because it was a time loop
bad
episode?
Idea. Horrible
That would
idea.
have been fucking hilarious.
No, stop. Please.
High five, Clio. You're a party pooper down there.
That way. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Which way?
This was another good episode.
This is my favorite so far.
Mm-hmm. This was
For like 100 different reasons.
the... yeah. Getting vaporized must suck.
Oh my god. Swallowing a black hole must suck.
Yeah.
That's what that thing, the purple thing was, right? It was like...
Weaponized dark matter.
Yeah.
Weaponized dark matter.
Ooh.
I mean, Tyler only
Why did
got,
Lorca
like...
just have that laying around his office?
Lorca has a lot of things.
Lorca's a crazy person.
Lorca's fucked up. Now, so the whole gist of this episode is they run into a Gormengander, which is a space whale.
So cute.
And it's a 6 space whale. And Lorca's all like, alright, plot a course around it, and then, of course, it's an endangered species, but, we are basically mandated by Federation law to take it to a facility to treat it.
Yeah.
Fine, do it. Get us out of here.
To be fair, though, like, if they have more urges to go eat things than reproduce when it's time to reproduce, then go extinct. Stop it.
That's pretty stupid. I liked Burnham's explanation, and Lorca's staring at her like, the fuck do you know this for? And then
I guess Vulcans just have to know.
And then Saru pipes up with, yes, that is regulation and all that stuff. Lorca's like, alright, I'm outvoted.
And I mean, that's really her thing.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen her work with animals before with the, God, what was that thing called? The thing that...
Tardigrade.
The
Ripper.
target, yeah. So she's clearly got this connection with animals.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she does. Now, lo and behold, once they get it on the ship, out walks what I thought was an Andorian. Because... Deedly Bopper, Santana. And...
Well, if you looked, he wasn't wearing any gloves. He had his human, manly, hairy hands.
Right. I did not take notice of that. I saw Andorian helmet. I did not take a moment to look for blue skin. But...
I was looking at the gun he had, and then I noticed it was human skin. I was like, yeah.
Off comes the
Yeah.
helmet, and it's Mr. Mud.
Freaking mud.
Yeah.
Harry Mud.
He's been in, he was in the promo, I think. So as soon as, a person stepped out of the whale, I'm like, oh, hey, Mud, what's up?
Yeah.
He goes on a
The
fucking...
promo really ruined it.
Yeah, but he goes on a fucking shooting rampage, and I'm like, oh god, that's a lot of people he's killing. Like, I hope it's nobody important. I hope it's not Tilly in her drunken stupor.
Oh, no, she's... yeah.
So we can
Drunken
assume
silly.
that at this point, this is the first time that Mud came on to the Discovery. And then at least a dozen times after that was the second time when Stamets ran up to Michael and was like, dude, we gotta stop this. Like,
Well, at that point, the second time we saw, we don't know if that was the second time. That could have been the dozenth time.
definitely
no,
wasn't.
he said over a dozen times. So he said there was definitely more than 2 times before the first scene to that scene.
When Mud walked on, the very first time, he's like, I have everything I need. Till next time. And he blows himself and the whole place up.
Mm-hmm.
And whoop, rewind. I think this whole thing was like an homage to a Next Generation episode where the Enterprise was stuck in a time loop.
Yeah.
And the time loop always ended with the Enterprise blowing up because like another ship came out of a spatial anomaly, and this was the whole thing causing the time loop. Like an ancient Federation ship was coming out of an anomaly, and they wound up crashing every single time.
Yeah.
And they solved it. Data, whenever they kept having deja vu the whole time, and then Data started leaving himself, weird programming clues and like stupid hints all over the place that would carry over through time.
Yeah.
For him, it was the number 3.
Mm.
He stacked a deck with 3s.
Yeah, I like that it was Stamets, his exposure to the tardigrade DNA.
I exist outside the normal timeline.
Yeah. You're cheating.
That's shit-eating grin.
Yeah. Oh my god, and he's like hugging Michael and just acting real weird.
I know. Hugging her, like, all happy. Like, that whole...
That's what life's all about.
That her whole first time loop, the first original one was just... Wow.
What does that mean? What is that supposed to mean?
She doesn't want to be inappropriate. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
I just love how through all the loops, something different is explored. And I'm like, you're wasting time in this loop. You're going to fail. But, hell, like, the fact that Lieutenant Tyler and Michael have a thing for each other.
So cute. Oh my god.
And Michael has no idea what to do about it. Because as she admits to Stamets as her secret clue word, she's never been in love.
That explains a lot of the conversation between her and Tilly when Tilly's like, so how does he compare to your other boyfriends? She's like, so
how does he compare to yours?
Yeah, she changed the subject like immediately, like, hey, guess what? I haven't had a boyfriend.
But
yeah,
she would be a master at redirecting the subject, especially with the drunk Tilly.
Yeah. For sure.
Tilly in general, come on.
Tilly
would have fell for that when she isn't drinking.
I had a thing for soldiers. Now I'm kind of on a musician kick. And then Tyler gives a speech. He's like,
I'm back to the
my soldier thing's back.
And then Stamets comes up. He's like, look over there, hot musician. He said he liked you. Go, go, go.
It's like,
he just like pushes her.
Okay.
Like, okay.
And she's like, woo!
She fucking went. Oh my god.
Just every loop was great. And then we, when they started focusing more on Mud, when he took Lorca, I loved the Lorca dies montage.
The smash cut of all his death.
He gets vaporized, he shoots him in the neck, he stuns him and then drags him, he transports him into space.
Oh, that was especially awful.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Really just driving home the fact that Mud's just really a psycho.
Mm-hmm. How many times I killed you? 53. But who's counting?
You are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Clearly you're counting if you have an exact number.
Now, there were a lot of callbacks to other Star Trek. Like, the gun he picked up in Lorca's little private study room there. He's like, we still don't know what this does. And when he shoots him with it, the way he slowly disintegrated, that's another callback to a weapon Data used on some crazy collector in another episode. It was a banned disruptor because it was inhumanely slow. Like, instead of, oh, you're shot with a disruptor, by the time you could react, you're vaporized and you're dead. No, you clearly see what's happening and you're slowly like... Kind of like what happened to Tyler and then Michael when she ate the damn thing.
Which, I mean, clearly it looked like it hurt a lot. Mm-hmm. And you could tell definitely from Tyler. Michael just took that like a champ. There was no pain on her face. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. And having all your molecules torn apart doesn't sound fun.
No, not even a little.
I'm told radiation sickness if it's at a certain level and killing you is very painful. I'm only told this because I'm obviously still alive and have not suffered that. But, I mean, that's technically tearing your molecules apart.
Mm-hmm.
Not as quickly. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they explored a number of things, but the one huge thing that really got on my nerves, I want to cover right here. The end. They figured out everything, like after how many loots, Stamets finally, like, I guess, zeroed in on the most efficient way to inform everybody. And they inform the captain. And they all go with it. And then, like, when Mudd comes onto the bridge to capture Lorca, it's like, Captain Mudd, here's your chair. Like, I loved it. It was clever. It was great. But then at the end, he gets away. Like, he gets what could potentially be a happily ever after.
But
I
you
don't
know
know.
he's not going to be happy with Stella.
No.
You
And-
know it.
Because that's basically settling down for a life of no cons, and he likes to con.
Yeah. I thought, they were going to turn him over to them, and this guy was going to kill him.
Yeah, I thought Daddy Stella was gonna just wreck him.
Well, you know what I found out? Harry Mudd was in the original series.
He was?
He was, yeah. And I think at that point, him and Stella are split, and he fucking hates her. Like, he calls her the devil and shit like that. I haven't seen the episode. I didn't get a chance to go look, because I only found it out. My dad told me while we were watching this episode, so I haven't had a chance to go check him out, but...
I haven't seen the original series in a number of years. That could have just... Wow.
I don't think he was...
That
I think he was in one episode.
Look at her face.
Did you Google his face? He's got like this flower on his lapel, and it's like these officers freaking
Curly mustache.
Oh, and then the mustache. Yeah, he looks funny.
Okay. So that's a thing.
He wouldn't have gotten killed because he needs to live a few more years.
Yeah.
All right. So that's that. Wow. Awesome. But I mean, this was a very major Michael and Lieutenant Tyler character building episode.
I love him so much. And okay. This whole episode I'm thinking, is there anything that's going to give away that he's a Klingon?
Oh, we're still on that. Oh, well. That's... you were here last week when we talked about that, right?
I was.
Yeah. It's just a theory, though, but...
I know.
Oh, you're liking it that much more now?
I am, because think of it like this. If he's really a Klingon, and Michael finds out he's a Klingon, he's part of the race that killed her family.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's going to be a...
And if he is specifically whatever the fuck his name is.
Volk.
The white one.
Volk.
The
Yeah.
one who killed... Yeah. No.
Yeah, if he's... Yeah, exactly. If he's him, then seems like he's falling in love with her.
I think if it's that case, he's playing her, and he's playing her good.
If that's the case, yeah, she's falling in
I
love
thought-
with him.
I thought so much about this because it genuinely seems like he likes her.
Mm.
And what if... And I was thinking it's probably impossible to make a Klingon look physically like a human because they're touching and everything. I feel like maybe they took what's his name? I'm never gonna remember his name. What's his name's brain and put it in Tyler, who clearly has been an officer. They looked up his file. He's been in Starfleet.
Mm.
They put his brain in Tyler's subconscious, like to be activated.
To be fair, they've done both.
I thought way too much about this.
There's been plenty of episodes where they've made Klingons look human, and there's been plenty of episodes where they've made humans look Klingon. So...
I think it's a brain thing.
Could be a bit...
I think he's
a brain
actually
swap
Tyler
thing.
and he's been Tyler his entire life. and what's his face is in the back of his subconscious. I don't know why I think that. It's crazy.
I don't know. Either way, it's going to be a giant mind fuck for Michael, and she's never going to love again.
Or they're going to be in love and just, I don't know.
And it's going to be weird.
Yeah, and I'm into it.
Well, I mean, if he's a Klingon physically in a human's body, everything works like a human, so it's just, I mean, there's no DNA blending there. It's just human.
I have no idea.
I don't either. Like I said, the entire episode I was thinking about it because I was loving their relationship. I was loving them falling in love, and I'm just like, there's got to be some weird wrench in here, even if it's like, I don't know, something weird. It's gonna be weird.
I'm just while you're talking about that, the Lorca death montage is playing through my head to like Tom and Jerry music.
Oh God.
I don't know why. Like, I laughed way too hard at that. I laughed way too hard at Drunk Tilly, too.
God.
Oh my God.
She's so
Drunk Tilly's my favorite thing.
In one of the later loops, when when they find out where the ship is hidden and why the whale is so sick, it's like, where's Tilly? I'm like, where's Tilly? She's passed out in, like, wherever the hell your party's being held.
She's drunk.
She's gone, man. And then here she is, like, scanning the whale. Like, I'm like, can you even operate that thing?
Yeah, the more time it looped and every time they went back to the party, I'm like, that is a party I want to be at. I want to be there. It looked like an awesome party.
They did look like an awesome party. Everybody was having fun. Except Michael, who has no idea what the hell's going on.
Yeah. Has she ever been to a party before?
No.
Even on the
She
Shen
said
show,
not really,
she
yeah.
said she's been to a party, but due to her rank, fraternization was inappropriate.
Which I definitely would not have let my rank interfere with me getting drunk.
No, it's a party.
But
I mean,
she did. Yeah.
I get both sides of it. Yes, fraternization when you're the first officer with, like, a cadet or something is kind of inappropriate, but at the same time, it's kind of a morale thing. Like, yeah, the XO's partying with us.
Yeah.
So, both sides of it. Because of the type of episode, not a lot happened. Because it was like the same
thing with variants happened over and over.
Like the story was the same half hour, or the same 31 minutes. I forget what they said it was. Just kept going over and over and over again. So we just got different tidbits, and different variants of each loop.
I think you said it was mainly a Michael and a Tyler building, but I think it also revealed a lot about Stamets too. The
extreme personality changes.
Yeah, like the first scene, he's like, he looks like he's high and just super duper happy, and then
I bet he is high.
He probably is super duper high, but like every other time after that, it was just like he was very well. Obviously, he wants to figure it out. He's frantic, but you could see him like, especially like the one time loop with Michael. He's like, "Tell me a secret." And he's like, "I promise, it's never gonna get out." And
it's
he's
safe
like
with
very sincere and serious. Not serious like he was before being combined with tardigrade DNA. It was like you felt like he was the person you could trust your life with forever and ever.
It's like whatever mood or emotion or personality like he's in at that moment, it's very amped. Like when he was, he's like, what does that mean? Like, overly curious and whatever. And when he was in that serious mode, he was just like, overly sincere, overly serious. And then, he's frantic. He's like really frantic. Like, you gotta listen to me. We gotta get this shit done.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think it does give him this weird sort of energy because in the beginning of the show, when we first met him, I was getting a little bit of like a Bones vibe of like how grumpy he was.
It was
his
just
energy
super
level
technical.
definitely been up.
He was that super genius who's limited by, you know, he's the one step away from mad scientist. Like, he's still on the lawful side of things, you know, but it annoys him because he's limited by it. But he's not going to break the law. But at the same time, he's still annoyed.
I mean, he did threaten to break the law by taking his research and getting the fuck off the Discovery at one point.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I'm taking it, it's mine. It's like, no,
Yeah, and Lorcas all like, no, 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 no.
Yeah. That's the whole, like, you know, it's the mirror. Like, we're good. Like, he is a completely different person
They
at this point.
still haven't explained the delayed mirror image.
Well, I feel like they may have hinted at it. It might be a time thing. It might not be or you know what? It may be another dimension, but like a time-related dimension shifting thing.
I don't know. I really don't know. I have no idea where they're going with that, and I love it. The only thing I know is that this Spore... Like, we just know what we know from the original series and, you know, like, the 4 other Star Trek series that were set after, you know, this. The Enterprise is the only one that precedes it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they've had a couple of minor hints towards that. Not much. So I don't know. The only thing I know for sure is that this Spore Drive is going to stop existing for one reason or another.
Yep. It's not going to get in Klingon hands or anything like that, like what was supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm. Because, you know, original series, Next Generation, they're still using warp drives. Except for that one episode where Lieutenant Barclay becomes a computer god and rips a hole in subspace.
I forget how...
And the Spore Drive is probably going to go about as well as that.
But yes. Crazy ideas for, like, sci-fi adventure, like, you know, D&D adventures and shit from that. But
Yeah. Mike, if you get us caught in the time loop, though, I can't guarantee how well that's going to go.
I don't know if I can make that work. I can only promise to try.
Please don't.
I haven't. No, I got too many things to write before I come up with that. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about, though? Like, we covered the major basis of the episode, and as already stated, it was just the same thing over and over again with minor variations.
I mean, it became pretty big variation when they decided not to take the space whale on the ship. They just quick went to, you know, the captain, told him everything. It was like, you know, they didn't have time to do that whole bit with this space whale, which, you know, it's too bad. It's probably still floating out there dying, but hey.
Well, I'm sure they went back for it. I don't think either Michael nor
Saru.
Oh, Saru, thank you. Holy shit. I don't think either
Neither
Michael
of
or
them would have
Saru
let
would have
Lorca
left
leave
it.
without it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they would have known from the time loop that, you know, Mud shoved the ship in it.
Yes. Yeah, get that ship out of that whale.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even though it only slightly relates to the whole, like, episode, the point of the episode, maybe they should have, like, threw in, like, a bonus scene of them actually dropping it off at a place and being all happy and stuff. I don't know.
Well, that time crystal he was using seemed a little risky. Because,
Yeah.
you know, you got a set time limit to loop it back. If you fuck up in even the slightest, that's it. No more looping.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I guess it's a one-shot thing, because it did just disintegrate.
Yeah.
Does he have more? I assume he's able to get more, since it seems that's how he does all of his heists.
Where did he get it in the first place?
And how did he get multiple ones? Is there just, like,
Because they said
a
there was...
being like Q that likes him and keeps giving him these crystals?
Well, because, you know, Burnham said, we studied these in the Vulcan Science Academy. No one has ever gotten them to be stable.
Yeah.
A fourth dimensional being must have, perfected the technology, and Mudd acquired it. Okay,
Yeah.
so a fourth dimensional being that exists outside of time. That's great. If you need some time figured out, go for that. Why would they give it, or why would they let it exist on a lower, a lower dimension? And how did Mudd acquire it?
Maybe one of them is like Q and got bored and just wanted to watch Mudd be an idiot over and over again.
Please, I want to see a Q.
Yeah,
I
they
wanna
might have
see
just
one.
been bored. Isn't that like half the reason why Q did anything?
That's why
Was this
that
bored?
Q did anything.
Yeah.
His initial contact was, humans are expanding too far too fast. We don't like it because it's basically his whole thing was very reminiscent of the Q before they were an all-powerful continuum.
Hmm.
So it's like we might have challengers in 100,000 years. Don't like it. But then it just became pure boredom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, trying to tempt Riker with becoming a Q, and that turned out hilarious. Losing his powers, which is still one of my all-time favorite episodes because he just appears on the bridge at the end and a mariachi band appears with him and starts playing. He gives Worf 2 slave girls and Riker a cigar. I love Q.
But definitely, I mean, the tone of this Star Trek is kind of on, not the darker side, but it is more serious. It feels a lot more serious than, say, like the original series and the Next
yeah.
Generation even.
Mhm.
So even to throw a Q in the slightest bit would lighten it up, just enough to, well, I mean, this episode was really funny.
Yeah, I was gonna
This
say.
episode was by far the most lighthearted.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Kinda. I mean,
well,
a lot
it
of
hurt in
death.
the sense of we're stuck in a time loop where we die every single time, but
Yeah, that's a little.
I mean,
the humor was up there.
we've also wanted to see Jason Isaacs die how many times for all the bad guys he's played. Thinking of all...
He is good at playing bad
He's
guys.
a really good villain.
Really good.
Which is why I'm very, about Lorca and everything. Like, is he going to turn out to be the bad guy?
Listen,
Oh.
he's so ready to let What's-Her-Face just die.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
so ready to let the Klingons kill her.
Mm-hmm.
He did,
Not a great guy.
I think he was sincere when he admitted he didn't want whatever happened to this last ship, the Burnham, right?
Yeah.
Or no,
The
the Burke.
No, that's Michael's name.
Yeah, that's
The-
the last name.
the-
The
Burqa? Not the Burqa.
Burke.
No.
Burke.
The Baran. Baran.
The
that's it.
Baran.
The
There we
Baran.
go. I knew it was a burr. I knew it. But he did say he didn't want that to happen again on the Discovery. So I mean, I don't know if he was super sincere or not, but I mean,
I believe it.
yeah, I believe it as well.
But I also believe that he can not want a repeat of that,
Mhm.
but also that he's still willing to let her die to save himself.
Oh yeah.
He's an interesting one.
Hmm.
Yeah. Captain Lorca there. He's an interesting one.
I read on the wiki that that Jason Isaacs desperately wanted him to have a catchphrase and kept trying to ad-lib a catchphrase and it just didn't catch on.
Wow.
I mean, if you ever watch his interviews out of character, he's a hilarious guy.
He really is.
But, yeah, I mean, he just plays all these very serious or evil roles. Like,
He really does.
I mean, 2 villains. He was Lucius Malfoy,
Mm.
which he played brilliantly. And he was the bad guy in The Patriot,
Yeah.
which he was terrifyingly evil in that.
Hmm.
And, it was more of like a realistic kind of evil. But, yeah. And he's played other bad guys, too.
Hmm. And other serious roles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even when he's a protagonist, it's super serious.
I don't know. My thoughts are out. But the next episode is called Sivi pacem parabellum, which is Latin for I don't know. Oh,
No,
wait,
don't say that. Don't say
CV
that is Latin for I don't know, because some people might actually think
Stop. Sivi pacem. Pacem is the Latin word for peace. I believe bellum... I think it's got something to do with brain. Someone Google this, please.
Googling.
Mm-hmm.
If you want peace, prepare for war.
Oh, yeah. Bellum
Okay.
is... okay. Alright, there you go. Yeah, I only know that pacem is peace because I grew up Catholic.
Said by a Roman general. Vegetitis. Vegetitis?
Vegetitis?
Vegetitis.
What?
Probably pronouncing that wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know Italian.
Vegetitis sounds like... Never mind.
Anyway,
Vegetitis. That looks like how it's said. I'm sorry.
it looks like it's going to be a Saru-focused episode. And someone
Yeah.
dies.
Yeah, that's
Because
what I
at
got
the-
from the preview.
At the end of the preview, Lorca says we can mourn later. You know, we have a job to do.
Mm-hmm.
So someone
But
dies.
they also did show Stamets really, really reacting negatively to something. So,
But
It might not be that one of the crew members died. It might be,
the Admiral lady.
yeah, or they might have lost like a ship, like a shuttle,
They-
or
they
like
sh-
maybe
they
they
did
failed
show-
and somebody else died.
They
or
did
something.
show a Klingon holding some ominous-looking sharp implements up in front of her.
yeah. But they also did show Saru lighting up like a freaking lighter and yeah. So maybe something happened to Stamets and Saru's like, fine, I'll take his place.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't go well for him. And
Alas, we'll find out next week. That's our show, everyone. Clear, where can they find you?
You can find me at Clio Moto on Twitter.
Nikki, where can they find you?
on Twitter as well at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
You can find me on Twitter at Thillitrin. You can find all of us on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, MySpace, and YouTube at ASOTV Podcast. You can follow us at those places for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, movies, and games. And coming soon to Twitch. I don't know if I mentioned that.
No,
Coming
But
soon
you
to
did now.
Twitch. Very soon. Next week? Week after?
it's supposed to be next week. Yeah.
Supposed to be next week. See you later. Thanks for watching.